Hello, hello. Hi, how is everybody? Holy cow, I thought that my devices were not going to work properly for a minute there. Sorry about that. Welcome, welcome to Bare Bones Kitchen. I am your culinary coach, Harmony. Cheers, all. Cheers. So I finally got word today that I get to start, excuse me, Instagram, let me stick my body in your faces here. Finally got word today I get to start my new job on Monday, so I'm super excited. So I'm feeling a little saucy, a little spicy, a little antsy. I've been waiting and it's just killing me. It's killing me, Smalls. How is everybody today? How are you all doing? We're going to do something today that, I don't know. Honestly, you guys, I'm just playing. I have a few chicken breasts here, a couple chicken breasts here that I just chunked up. I actually made them the other day, and I don't want them to go to waste. One of them is plain because you know Zane doesn't do anything on his. The other one has a little bit of mango, like a mango sauce on it. So we're going to play with that today. And then I have some Creole spice here, some extra paprika. I've got some heavy whipping cream. I've got some spaghetti cheese, a little Parmesan Romano. I have a little bit of, well, a lot bit, let me not lie. I have quite a bit here of vegetable stock, my better than bouillon stuff that I mixed up. Got some sun-dried tomatoes, some red bell peppers, or sweet peppers. You could use bell peppers. And some onion that came out of my freezer, because that's how I roll. And just a little handful of shrimp that I sprinkled some paprika on. So that's what we're working with here. And I've also got some, I'll have to look at the name because I don't remember it again. Casarici. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's just pasta. I bought it at Costco. And it's it's a little tubular kind of. It's kind of like a little S guy, if you can see that. So I'm excited to use that. So let's get this party started. Hello, Lori. How are you? How is your guys' weather in Michigan? We finally got rain today, so that was fun. I don't say that like I'm excited, you guys. Don't get it twisted. It was nice. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to do a little bit of olive oil in this pan here. You know, whatever tickles your fancy. Since my chicken is already cooked, I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm going to use my onion. I don't know how much this is. Maybe a quarter cup. I don't know. Quarter of an onion. You do you, boo-boo. I'm not here to tell you. Rainy and chilly. Love it. I know it's almost soup weather, which is the only reason why I enjoy fall in Washington State. Because I love me some soup. Love some soup. All right, just give that a minute. Now I'm going to throw in my sweet peppers, or bell peppers if that's what you have. Bell peppers tend to have they're still pretty sweet if you're using the red ones, the yellow ones, or the orange ones. I like the sweet peppers because they're just a lot sweeter to me. Green peppers don't really have a sweetness to them, but totally whatever peppers you like to use them. All right, now I'm going to throw in my shrimp because it's not cooked. So I have my shrimp that I put some paprika into after I thawed them out. It will not take very long for these to cook. If you cook them for too long, they will become rubbery. So I'm going to try to not make that mistake. Though they're so small, they're such small little shrimpies, it doesn't really matter. Ooh, sausage tortellini soup, Sue, yum. I bet that made you feel a little bit better. Sue's under the weather right now. That's what happens when you go on an airplane, yo, you end up getting sick. Crock pot soups are your favorite. That's awesome too. I do love a crock pot every once in a while. Unfortunately, my crock pot is like this big, so I have never gotten the larger one. I used to have a larger one, but I think it broke. And the only other one I had was a small one. And since I don't really use it a lot anymore, I just don't replace it. I just added my sun-dried tomatoes. Smelling pretty delicious. I'm going to sprinkle some of this Creole seasoning in there. I don't want to add too much extra salt and pepper because my chicken already had salt and pepper. But I am going to add my chicken in now. And again, it was like 2 breasts that I chunked up. Sue is an amazing cook, Lori. One day I'm going to get over to her house and she's going to show me how to cook something. She does all kinds of delicious food. She's a huge fan of her Instapot, which I think is great. Hello, everybody in Instagram world. How are you all tonight? All right, so again, so far I have lined my pan with a little bit of olive oil. I did some onions. I did some sweet peppers. I added a little bit of, probably like 2 tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes, a little handful of shrimp, 2 chicken breasts that I chunked up that were already cooked. So that's why we don't have to cook this for very long. I have some, gosh dang it, I can't remember the name of this pasta. Casarici, which is like this fun little S-shaped, long S-shaped noodle, kind of a little twisty noodle. I just bought it at Costco. Use whatever noodles you have, you guys. It's not that big of a deal. It's just pasta. You could totally even use spaghetti with this. As I was deciding what I wanted to do, oftentimes when I get an idea in my head of what I want to do for Bare Bones Kitchen, I will actually just Google things that sound good to me. I should have put this mess up today. Sorry. I just Google things that sound good to me, and then I like research how they're doing their recipes and like, okay, what could I do? Am I going to do it the same way? Am I going to do it similarly? Am I going to use the recipe? I never use the recipe. It's more just like a guideline for me, which anybody that works in the kitchen will tell you it's always going to be a guideline. All right, now I'm going to add some of my vegetable stock, my Better Than Bouillon. I don't know how much that was. Maybe a cup. I didn't even see how much was in there to begin with. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. So that's going to help bring my chicken up to temperature a little bit more here. And I was going to actually use cream cheese in this, but apparently the cream cheese I had in there's been in there a little bit long. I did not realize that it had been in, it must have been a little block that got tucked away somewhere. Lori loves an Instapot too. That's awesome. I don't have an Instapot. My sister has an Instapot, and she hates it. I've never personally cooked with an Instapot, so I could not say one way or another. One way or another. I couldn't say. See, Instagram's always so tricky. Is that you, Brian McDonald, that I see down there? And then somebody else, but I can't tell who it is because I don't know your name, your Instagram name. I only know your regular name, I'm sure. So hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. I just added a little bit more paprika here, you guys. It makes it get a little bit more spicy. It's got like a little bit of a spicier flavor to it. We're just going to cook this down just slightly. Trying to let that chicken warm up is what I'm trying to do. I have some heavy whipping cream. I don't have very much left in here because I use it all the time. For those of you that watch constantly, you know that this is like my jam right here. One of my jams. It kind of goes with my trifecta. I almost use it in everything. And it's definitely my favorite this time of year when it starts getting cold and I have to make soup because I like cream soups. All right, I'm just going to throw this in there. We're going to let it get a little bit thick, and then we're going to add this pasta to it. Now, if you don't have heavy whipping cream, you have half and half. Use half and half. If you have cream cheese and you want it a little bit creamier and you have milk, do it that way. If you don't care if it's thick, but you want it kind of creamy, or have that imaginary feeling that it's creamy, you can totally just use the milk and it will be just fine. I promise you, it will be just fine. This is looking delicious. Let me bring that over a little bit so y'all can see. Looking delicious. Just gonna let it kind of do its thing for a few minutes so the heavy cream that's in there can get thicker. And then we will add our Parmesan and we will add our pasta. Pasta. And again, Sue, happy belated birthday. I know that you probably were really bummed that you couldn't hang out with your grandkids or anything. I'm sorry. That's a big fat bummer. I am not on every night, Lori. Right now, I do Monday, Wednesday, and every other Saturday at 5 o'clock Pacific time. That may change, however, because starting my new job on Monday, I am going to tell you all that I'm not going to have any shows next week. But I do have Suck It Up Saturday this Saturday. So we're going to mix a drink. Don't know what it is yet. Per usual. But we're going to mix up some sort of drink. I do Suck It Up Saturday every other Saturday. And I do usually Monday Morsels, which is just kind of a small little tidbit, every Monday at 5. And then I do regular Bare Bones Kitchen Wednesday at 5. But again, those times are going to change probably. So make sure you're following the page. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I don't leave my videos up on my pages. Except Instagram, I think, keeps them. But I do put them on my YouTube channel. So I know I'm a little behind for some of you. I will try to make sure that I remember to post that link in case you have not subscribed just yet. We are coming up on 2 years in Bare Bones Kitchen. And I know there are a few of you that don't even know why I'm doing this. So I used to be a FedEx driver. I was a FedEx driver in the height of COVID. I'm going to add my Parmesan cheese. And I'm just going to sprinkle some in there, you guys. I was a FedEx driver at the height of COVID. I'd been a FedEx driver up until actually just July when I lost my job. And I kept hearing that, there was lots of people that were out of work during COVID, right? So I kept hearing about it and hearing about it and hearing about it. And thank you, Chad. And I was just like, man, all of these people are just like hanging out at food banks and they probably have never even been to a food bank for some of them, or it's been a very long time for some of them. And I actually was raised on a lot of food bank food. So I thought these poor people are going to be completely clueless as to what they're even getting into. I want to be helpful. Like, I want to be able to do my part. So my very first video was actually a top ramen dish I used to make for my kids when they were little, my older kids, Jasmine and Tyler, when they were small. And even at 1 and 2, you guys, they would just plow through it. So I started that and then quickly realized the very next day when my amazing business coach called me and said, oh my gosh, that's your magic. I'd been working with her for several years. She's like, you need to do that more. I'm going to add some more because why? I want to. So my business coach was like, this is your magic. This is the way to go. And then she professed to me that she didn't really know how to cook. She's like, I don't even know how. I don't even know how. I mean, I know how to do eggs and rice. So it really quickly transformed from being just people that had bare essentials. So you're on tough times and you're standing in a food bank line, to people with bare knowledge. And that's really what it's kind of come to, is just people with bare essentials, bare knowledge. And I'm so grateful to all of you that watch me every week, follow me and all of that stuff. I try to make sure that I post things on my page that I feel are useful or fun, or I'm kind of mouthy, right? Some of you guys like that. And I drink beer, and some of you guys like that too. But that was the whole reason of me starting Bare Bones Kitchen, was because I wanted people to be able to eat. Like, if you don't know what you're getting, then how is that going to help feed your family? And I just try to make easy meals, make it quick for you guys, and then I show you. I just show you how to do it. It doesn't have to be so scary in your kitchen. You know? It doesn't. I promise. Promise it doesn't. It's so easy. But that's it, guys. We're done. We're done. If you have regular, side note, I'm going to shut this off because it's going to burn if I don't. If you have regular Parmesan, use that. If you have the cream cheese, do that in place. This is still pretty creamy. I'm pretty excited to try this, honestly. I hope Zane will be as excited. You never know with that kid, you guys. You never know with him. He might be like, that's really good, Mom. So this is my finished pan. I will make sure I plate some up for you all so you can see it. Hell, if you wanted to throw a handful of spinach in there and make it green and red, like, whatever. Do what you want. Do what you want. All right, y'all. I will see you all on Saturday for Suck It Up Saturday. Looking at my very bare liquor supply, I'm going to say we're probably going to do something with Malibu. Probably Malibu. So make sure you join me Saturday. And again, next week, it's going to be weird. So I may just say we're not going to have any shows next week. Catch me on the following week. I'll make sure to post updates as I know if I got to change times or whatever the case may be. I don't want to make it too confusing for you guys because that's not how I work. That's not how I operate. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all. Cheers again. I love you, and I'll see you all on Saturday. Goodbye. You too, Lori.